Coming up tonight, we explore the consumer unit of the future. Gary takes a shine to a new electrician's invention. We give away a beer pump. The Devon Dosser takes on the Bulgarian Bullet. And Rick fesses up to doing no work.
I don't know what you're whinging for anyway. I think I've got the harder job not doing all.
And welcome to eFIXX TV, live here on YouTube and across also on Facebook. And tonight, I sort of piggybacked off a big announcement from Octopus earlier this week, and we've come up with the title, Octopus Energy wants your consumer unit. Do you agree? And looks like you've been handy behind us, Gary, building this little test rig that we're going to take a look at.
Well, I don't want to take any of the credit for it, because we'll have a look at it in a minute and we'll run my teacher's eye over it. I'll bring my clipboard over there, maybe I'll give it a mark out of 10. Thank you ever so much for joining on our last live stream of 2024, whether it be on Facebook. We greatly appreciate your support throughout the year. Now, let's get our comments in on this one, whether you're greeting other people in the chat that you've seen throughout the year and wishing them all the best during the holiday season, or you're adding value to the actual content that we're going to try and produce for you this evening. However, it might be you're watching it on catch-up. Please get those comments in as well. We'll get back to as many as we can. It can help drive future content. We had a stroke of luck, didn't we, with obviously the new Mercury coming out, because it absolutely links in perfectly with our guests who are in the green room. So let's have a look at our guests in the green room. There they are, and I'm going to try my hardest to get the names right. Only one of them's difficult, and I nearly got difficult wrong there. It's Richard Gaunt. You might not recognise him. He looks like Rick, so there he is. We've got Murcho as well, and he's in from Bulgaria joining us. And we're going to reverse his name because it is the season of Christmas. And in true Christmas festivities, we're going to do surname, first name. We have also been joined on this special Christmas one by George Michael. Wow. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So that's really good. Yes. So he'll be like a father figure to us later on. I can see that one coming through. So, G-Dog, I haven't seen you all day, so let's crack on, see where you want to take this live stream. I'm just going to lay back with all the notes that I've produced and see if you can follow along.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm on catch-up, literally, myself there, because I have been out while I've been doing the preparation. However, I did play around with the Shelly kit earlier in the week. We put in the energy meter into our three-phase distribution board, and the team learned a revelation, Gary, actually. People actually learned that the fan heater behind you actually does take 18 kilowatts of power. I wasn't joking.
No, and
put that on.
Rick came in. You know, Rick is one of the amazing members of our team, so there's a little bit less responsibility when you're a team member. Not with Rick, though. He came in, he's got the fan here on, he's looking at the app, and he's gone and turned off one of the elements because he went, I've just halved the amount of electricity. What a good bloke. What a good bloke. And we can see how good he is tonight, because the rig behind him is his hard work, and he's all over this, so he's actually got it. Now, it's all about measuring stuff so you can control it, turn it off and save energy. That's remarkably what Mercury are now talking about as well, aren't they?
It is, yeah, and it was quite interesting, that announcement from Octopus. And something I've thought for a while, you know, we've reviewed EV chargers, we've looked at heat pumps, we've looked at battery storage system and solar, and everything comes with an app, which I know you love. Well, no, let's be fair on your solar app.
I do love my solar app.
You have bought us rigid all year with that solar app.
Yeah, good.
Now, wouldn't it be good if you could look at more things in there?
Yeah, and I think a little bit of just the inside of the Shelly stuff, and how that gave you some nice granular detail, and it was easy. So I was already interested because obviously the ease of it, which is brilliant. But I've been saying for a long time on smart technology possibly isn't turning a light from red to blue to orange. That's clever, okay. I think intelligent should be word instead of smart. Intelligent should be able to save you energy, redivert energy, maybe charge your e-bike, turn your washing machine off, turn your dishwasher on. Well, you got an e-bike.
E-bike?
You know you got an e-bike. Your age.
E-bike?
You're never going to get the hills around here in Yorkshire with a bit of extra acceleration, are you? Look at you. Now you lost all that timber. Okay, so you got an e-bike. Right, okay. So that's where, now I think it's worth
a hint of what you're getting for Christmas or something?
Now I think we're going to get the old, you've seen me on my old electric vehicle. I've got my own electric vehicle on the exit to this. New tune at the end as well, so stay on for our festive tune in the actual jingle at the end.
We've got that, yes. We've got something, electrician popped in this week. We've had a lot of random visitors recently.
Over the last
few weeks.
At
the
least.
Canal and River Trust dropped in a couple of weeks ago, which is good. Someone doing the Caravan CPD dropped in. Obviously, a friend of Joe's up there, who we've just found out tonight is also a big East 17 fan.
Yeah.
And this week's random invention turn that we're going to take, we think it's actually very good.
We think it's brilliant.
Obviously, we love it when electricians invent products to solve things in the industry doing, and there's obviously one on there. We've got Richard Brook in the comments, who's
absolutely.
a seasoned Dragon's Denner.
Yeah, we've had the Viper clip as well, so we put it in the same bracket, didn't we, as those things as gone through.
Now, and we'll be giving away the beer pump.
I'm just about to say, yeah, we're going to give away the beer pump. Now, okay, so there's a lot of people in that. We've got a spinning wheel, haven't we, that goes all the way round, and it will pick the winner of that. So make sure, if you've entered, that you actually stay on for that, because it will be incredibly exciting when we hit that button, and that'll be down to Joe to do that for us as well. Now, just to get people up to speed in case they haven't seen the stuff on Mercury, I've taken the actual massive asset that we released, and we've just crunched it down to 2 minutes. I think it's worth doing a little bit of a catch-up. Let's catch up with Mercury.
Octopus Energy has just dropped what might be the biggest energy game changer yet. Picture this: your electric appliances and the grid communicating effortlessly, like Bluetooth syncing your devices. That's the vision behind the Mercury Consortium, a groundbreaking initiative set to transform how we power our homes and lives. Exciting! So why is this happening now? For decades, electricity use has followed a predictable rhythm. Overnight, demand is low. As people wake up and businesses start running, usage climbs steadily through the morning, hitting a plateau during the day. We see a dramatic surge in the evening, dinner cooking, TVs buzzing, and showers running before tapering off again. Rooftop solar has shaken up the game by reducing reliance on the grid during sunny daytime hours. However, heat pumps and air conditioning have introduced new challenges by boosting demand during morning and evening peaks. And with the electrification of transport, EVs have added a massive surge in evening demand as drivers plug in their vehicles overnight. The push to cut carbon emissions has shifted our reliance from coal and gas to renewables. While this is great for the planet, renewables are less predictable, leading to periods of oversupply and shortages when conditions aren't ideal. The traditional solution to rising power demand has been to build more power plants and install larger cables. This approach is costly and inefficient. So what's the alternative? Surprisingly, the very causes of the problem are also part of the solution. By leveraging battery storage and being smarter about when we use power, by allowing the grid to draw from this energy during peak demand, we can dramatically reduce the strain on the grid and cut those peaks down to size for a smarter energy future. Mercury aims to optimize energy efficiency and lower running costs, essentially creating a Bluetooth for energy using devices. Imagine the ease of having your heat pump seamlessly integrate with your home battery system, creating a streamlined and unified experience. Imagine your dishwasher starting at the perfect moment to take advantage of low energy costs, your hot water tank preheating ahead of an energy event, or your fridge briefly powering down and your lighting dimming slightly during peak demand. Individually, these adjustments may seem minor, but when multiplied across millions of homes, they result in substantial reductions in power demand or significant capacity for energy storage.
So we're over at Rick's rig, so that's a nice one there. And we're just going to look at some of these things because we're going to leave all the juicy details to Rick when we come back later on in the show. So what we've got here, Gordon, so I'm going to walk you through the bits that I know.
Right,
and I've been really impressed. Now, I've not spent as much time with Rick as I want to, but I think he could give me a good masterclass on this. So we've got a 4-channel relay here, which we've fed.
Yeah.
So we've fed it with a 40 amp supply, and we've used 3 of those channels going out to feed 3 of our sockets, this being the 4th channel just here. So what we've now got is control over those sockets. So sockets numbers 1, 2 and 3 at the top here. We've got the ability now, if we've plugged something in, maybe it's in a student accommodation or something like that, you can actually start turning things off. You see them, little scamps have bought their own electric heaters in, you could be that one. So we're going to use an electric heater for a load here.
Right.
Yes, because then it links nicely to some controls we've got for thermostats. Now this is beautiful, watch this. So we turn this one on, straight away I've got the thermostat. This is what we fell in love with. We've got our thermostat here. We can see we've got a 21 degrees at the moment, and obviously our thermostat is set to 14.5. Gordon must have set that for us. But we've got this remote stat here. So imagine you had a part of the house, maybe at the back of the house, that was north facing. It was always colder than the rest of the house. You could actually have that thermostat. We'll cut that out in the very play. So this can measure the temperature in that room. So let's go back into it. Now you're going to love this if I get it right. So what we've got here is the ability, if I touch them, I've just turned on a light. So that light there is turned on.
There you go.
Yeah, so if I come back here, just turn that one on. And I can turn that one on. So I've got now control over lights. Now I've also got a switch, so we'll talk about how we've also got local control. We've not just got this here. But then if I just want to just bring it down, so if I just bring down the light, I can just dim it down. And there it goes. And if I want to bring this one up in brightness, that is just beautiful. What did I do there? I didn't do that quite right. I think I let go of it. There we go, let go of it too soon. And then we just move it along again. and then we can just bring that one down. I think that's incredible. And again, just to be able to do that instantly and turn them off. Okay.
Yeah, but what excites me about this is really what Octopus announced in that with Project Mercury has been, for once, being able to extend the control beyond the things that I think are obvious, solar, EV chargers, but get into things that actually control your house, so your appliances become part of your energy system as well. And that's, I guess, that's probably the unique thing about Shelly, that they've actually looked at the power bit, which is the expensive bit for most people. So it's not just about switching stuff on and off, it's about controlling power.
Now, I don't want to talk money. I never really want to do that. And now Michael might want to say, especially where you can get some of these products for, they're incredible value. We know how much the item that we put on our own 3-phase supply to measure each of those phases. So we know what energy we do. It was peanuts, absolutely peanuts. So this isn't as if it's going to be a giant leap forward. And people are going to say to us, aren't we, we've added some additional stuff to a consumer. This is much like what we see on the continent, isn't it? Where you see those dual rail boards and they have lots of other things in there. I think probably the first company that actually takes a leap of faith and does some sort of type testing and puts it in there, they could be well ahead of the market. And that's where we're going, folks. The ability to turn on a dishwasher when maybe energy prices are plunged, or turn off your dishwasher when energy prices are obviously raising. A fridge can hold its temperature for a good while, kind of 8-10 hours with a door shut. So again, they're things that we can knock on, turn off, and obviously.
If you've got AFDDs, you'll know that.
Yeah, it knocks them off randomly throughout the day to save you money. So this rig here will be fully explained by Rick and Mercho later on in the show. So that's about
a deep dive into the cable stapler.
Yeah. Well, we want plenty of comments in, folks. Look at here, Rick's best work. Imagine it was his endpoint assessment. He's gone in there with a stapler in order to hold those cables back. You had to de-pin them. You know, he's properly crushed them. Side clipping. Are you allowed to do that? Check out one of the NIC books where it talks about clipping cables on the side. So that's good. Really good. Cracking rig. So he's done a fantastic job. We do like that. Well done, Rick. And he'll be with us in a few moments, won't he? So,
well, might as well bring some guests in, Gary.
Well, I don't know. Shall we bring some guests in? Do you want me to introduce our guests?
Yes.
We've got the wonderful George Michael. Okay, so he's going to come in. He's going to be like Club Tropicana in here in a minute when he arrives with us. That's what it's going to be. And Mercho's going to join us. And also the wonderful Richard Gord. Let's give him a round of applause. Here they come. Here they come. They need to stand up and start walking. They're just looking at me. They need to walk in. You wouldn't believe it. Here they come. Woo! Happy days. Take that seat.
Oh, no, we've got this side.
Come on, take one down there.
Yes.
Right, thank you ever so much. Thank you for bringing Handcam into me as well. Right, brilliant. So thank you. We've had a great day and a great evening. We got an extra evening. We were out last night having a few, we had Rick joined us as well. I think he'd turned up at the opening of a packet of crisps, if you thought a party was involved. Yeah, okay. So it was brilliant. So we're going to start, we'll start with you, Michael. So we're going to come in with you. So just tell us something about yourself in 60 seconds.
Sadly, it is Michael George, not George Michael, but there we go. I'm the UK and Ireland Business Development Manager for Shelly. So my job is to get our amazing technology into the UK market and into the hands of installers and electricians. So the reason we're here tonight is to spread the word.
Okay. I'm your man. That's what I would say.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that for that one. I'm your man.
So, a careless whisper.
No. We'll get to them all as we go through. So, Mercho, okay, we never got the name right. Please just go with whatever I look at you. I prefer the Bulgarian bullet, and we'll see later on whether you are or not when you take on the race wall. You've been fantastic. Okay, so since last night and today, just tell the audience what your role is within Shelly.
Thanks. We are working on fantastic products. I really believe I see them day in, day out, how we create the products. And I am on the part where I help integrating those products into the solutions. So the things that we see behind, the things that we are going to mention or mentioning already, they exist in solutions coming from other manufacturers. And but today, what I saw Rick doing, I don't know if there is a space for me anymore because it was so trivial for him. So
well, if there's any jobs going, just let us know.
Yeah, please.
I'm always up.
Either he is underpaid and he's a brilliant guy, or I have
by all means.
And they picked all that up in a day.
Yeah. By all means, take him. We'll be no loss. So we'll see later. Which clip it might be, will it? Right. So that didn't give anyone an idea about your electrical background. I know yours. Spent a couple of years as an apprentice, but only no. That's gone from 3 to 1 now. So, Mikey Deprentis, you've done mineral insulated cable, you've done conduit, you've obviously done a lot of extensive work. So, I would suggest I'm going to have faith in you, okay, on this one as we go through here. And your electrical background, you got any there for me, Mercho?
Well, in our part of the world, you do your electrical stuff alone, and if you survive after 3 years, then you get the Diploma.
Okay,
Okay. Well, I did a house, I did a garage, and that's it. Yeah.
First time you told us
I'm
that.
alive. I'm alive.
Yep, well, that's it. Wow, Gordon. So because you're alive, it must be all right. Well, that's Rick's method, isn't it?
Yes. Well, that means it is time for the Electricians Challenge. Put everyone to the test to see actually what their electrical skills like, which means everyone watching at home can also gamble on the outcome as well, and you might win a prize. So you have to, the name of the person and the time you think that they completed the challenge in. If you put that into the comments now, we might get a prize, Gary.
So just to help everyone out with the spelling, it's Michael. So just in case they're struggling with the spelling of that one. Oh, we'll do the other one as well. Mircho. Mircho, but you probably won't need that one. Just to help you out. Okay.
So put the times that Sean Dempsey was in earlier on, he didn't get the name, he's the guy from Europe, 5 minutes 36.
So it could be Michael.
I think we are still.
Michael. We're not part of the European Union, we're still in Europe. We're still part of Europe, as in we're not in the European Union. People always get that wrong, don't they?
And some people have got the Bulgarian bullet already in there as your nickname is already covered in there.
What was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. Was it the Devon Dozer or something? What was it? Dosser. Devon Dosser. So it can be Devon Dosser if you think that one as well. Who gave him that name, Rick?
Yeah.
Right.
And someone likes your qualification system there. Someone said it's Roy, Jenny. Roy's just put in there that he loves it. 3 years doing the job. If you're alive, you get your City and Guilds level 3.
We got Jenny. Can we bring in Jenny? She's sizzling away over there on her own. Look at her. She's there. There's one for you, Roy. Give Roy a little wave, can you? So, yeah, okay, there she is. So hopefully you'll get to speak to her. If you get the right time, the actual prize is to speak to Jenny on the phone. She will take your details and you will receive a prize. But we don't know who's going to be the fastest. You've got no clue. You've been out of the building.
Seen any of this, I've been away, so
right.
We're plenty of times in.
Right, before...
I suspect there's some people watching from Bulgaria as well.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah,
yes. Let's go.
Maria, do you know someone, Maria?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, okay, we know
you
someone.
go.
Here we go then, folks. The race wall is up. Who is going to be up first? Oh, it's
Right,
George Michael.
Michael.
Okay,
Right.
here we go.
Right.
So let's see if we can get this finished before last Christmas. Okay, here we go. So absolutely, we're nice and slow. Now, remember, this is the first of the 3 runs. We choose the fastest time, so it does look slow. It normally means it is slow, and it is horrifically slow. Oh, we had a great start.
People normally can't find them at the end, actually, to start by losing the screen.
We're measuring the length now, folks. No, we didn't want to waste any cable. Right, now this was a pain for everyone. They had a fantastic demonstration and then decided to do their own version of it. Now you're all in the lap of the gods now. Absolute lap of the gods. We will come back to your hair at some point, George. So we will come back to that. So we're back out again. Obviously didn't watch the demo. The massive lump on the front was just a miracle. Didn't straighten it out. Didn't do any of the things he's tipped. It's an Omega watch, if you wanted to know. I did have a closer look earlier on, folks. Around the corner. And we're in. Yes. So it does
Enthusiasm killing us in the face there.
It does look like Stephen Hurrell's lot younger brother, doesn't it, for anyone who knows the full eFIXX team, so as we go in there. So into the consumer unit, obviously the electrical background's going against you because we gave you such easy cables to work with. No mineral insulated here at all. And yes, it was me on hand cam because Rick was busy building the rig behind us. There is a lot of shaking going on. Have you thought about increasing the amount of magnesium in your diet? Because obviously there is a lot going on there.
More sunlight now and again.
Yes, absolutely. And you're the first person ever to wear a top that matches their haircut. It blended from the back. It just like was one mane straight down your back, silvery grey top followed by silvery grey hair. And it is an incredible flock of hair. There was no patches at all. Is hair a thing that runs in your family, or is it just legs? Okay, so here we go. Consumer unit's nearly finished. We've just got the socket outlet to do. And yes, folks, this is as quick as we were going the old time. So the edit's been fantastic. Fly leads go in. Earth the back box. There was some discrepancy there. You decided you didn't think you needed to do it, which was correct. You remember it from back in the day, but it's part of the rules, folks, that you have to do it.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Here
we go. Oh, there it is. And now, when I did that, now your brain in your hands are saying something different to yourself. So what my brain was saying, it looked like wire wool, and all I could think about was a Bunsen burner. I could get that crackling away quite quickly, and we could be breaking it off in great big strands. When I touched it, it was very, very soft. You know, I think the Australian hair product where it adds moisture in. You know, I think it's one of those where it's top moisture. It had a lot of moisture. I know that because I've used it twice so far this week.
Vidal Sassoon.
I don't know. No, it's not Vidal Sassoon.
It's a wig.
No, well, if it is, it's a classic wig.
Oh, come on, listen, you and your hair polish, and Johnny's he's 17. I tell you.
So it's good. So yeah, so look at that. Look at the top.
Meanwhile, back on the challenge wall.
Yeah, we're nearly finished. Nearly finished. Just a couple of connections. I can't believe how long this has taken. If it takes any longer, you'll have to wake me up before you go. Oh, yeah, it's just, it is, yeah. And slowly get on, yeah, and then have a little look. Put the screwdriver down that I need. Use my fingers because they're a lot quicker than screwdrivers. Use my other fingers. Where's that screwdriver? Omega watch. And here we go, folks. We're very close to finishing it. Yeah. I thought we wouldn't get the live stream started. It took that long. It was horrendous. Absolutely. And again, look at that hair, folks. Envious. Slowly up to your feet and press the button. Yeah. Hey, here we go again. So this will be a bit quicker. This is the Bulgarian Bullet. Okay, and we're off and running. Now, this was one of the best first times compared to your other 2 times, so I won't give anything away there, that anyone had done. You did a cracking first time, and we think the way you twisted the end of the cable together was novel. So anyone who saw that in the first bit, yeah, a little bit of a different twist. And fumble. Hey, thought about playing in goal? Here we go then. So now let's see if it does work, because I was quite impressed by it. Okay, so I thought the end was a little bit too big, okay, and it was, but look at how you just managed to nibble it out with my best screwdriver, bending it against that brass bush, making sure the insulation got damaged. I must thank you for that. Here we go. We're out and round the corner. It was first attempt. It was. Anyone notices the resemblance for one of the Gallagher brothers? It looks like they've got another brother. This he could be on stage at Wembley sometime in the summer. Anyone got tickets? I have, allegedly. So and so's Joe. Joe's got tickets as well. I'll be there, which is good. I'm also going to see Madness. They're playing it in my village, believe it or not. So that's fantastic. So consumer unit covers to go. Yeah.
Change from E17.
I wouldn't want to see E17. No. The 2 best members aren't in it anymore, are they? So we've got RCBO to connect. Pretty good going. Now, I think we robbed you a little bit here because you had the flat-headed screwdriver instead of the posi at this stage. I know it would have been nice being a slotty posi, but it just cost you a few moments in there. But look at how neat this board is. When I pan back, hopefully you'll see it. He's dressed it in the best board I've ever seen, Mercho. Absolutely brilliant. So watch this. Hopefully we'll see the shot. I'm hoping. Yeah, look at that. Swooped him in. Lovely. Left a little bit of extra for the next person.
Instagram ready.
Here we go. Yep, so just the connections in the socket out away from completing. Look at that. It's a Gallagher brother, isn't it? It's just waiting to happen. You could just see him cracking out. What instrument would you play? One of the instruments, or would you be on castanets like the lead singer? He plays a cracking set of castanets.
Does he?
Yeah. Tambourine he plays. Right. Yeah, all sorts of difficult instruments. You know when you're at school and you remember being given the tambourine.
Triangle.
Yeah.
Triangle,
yeah.
Even you get a duff note out of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Somehow. But yeah, okay, this looks good. So
right.
Gallagher brother, 2 connections in 1 hole, so it's good. I think it was quicker than it looks because it does look horrifically slow. So hopefully people have thought of their times.
He hasn't been kind in the edit, has he?
No, he hasn't been kind. He's got no speeding up bits here. Please stay with us, folks. I know next Christmas is coming round as quickly as this one. You'll be there. Anyone looking forward to their selection box? Michael, looking forward to being careless with your whisper?
Absolutely.
So, you want to make sure you don't get it all over your face. Here we go. So, here we go. Just 2 screws away from it.
Yeah.
The full bend this was, yeah.
You've got to have faith here.
Yeah.
You've got to have faith.
Oh, bit of a JB as well there with the underpants. There we go. So, fantastic. I don't know the times. So, because there was three each. So we've got to find out how they're done. So that means G-Dog, you're up on the board.
Let's have a look. I'm intrepid. I somehow suspect I'm not going to be staying over here very long.
Oh, right, okay.
No, over there.
You think we're going to go that way, Michael? Do you have anything over there? No faith.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So who are we starting with, G-Dog?
Well, we're starting in the wrong place. We definitely need to be over here tonight.
For both?
Yes. Oh, yes.
No. So it's a battle of the wheels now. Who's going to be the fastest on the slower board? Obviously, Rick's got previous. Let's point Rick out so that Rick's on tonight. And as he's on, we ought to show. Where's his time? Is it? I can't see it. Where's Rick's time? There it is. Just there. Richard Gorn. Yeah, it took forever.
Laugh that now, easy.
Who are you going for first?
We'll go for Michael.
Michael?
Yeah.
George Michael, yeah?
Yeah. It was very, very commendably slow. 8 minutes 58, actually, which puts you into...
It's only a handful of people worse than you, Michael.
Yeah,
if that makes you feel better.
But there is a handful.
You'll be there for... Yeah, no, it's building
Ross
up
Kent
there.
as well. Look at it, it's a celebrity end. You've got George Michael, Ross Kent. Oh, dear me.
And Mirko did this in... It's a cruel world, isn't it? It's a cruel world. Yes, he did it in 6 minutes 24, 1 second quicker than Rick.
Oh, what are the chances? Put it by the side for today. Just put it there. That's it. What are the chances? Oh, Rick. Let's have a word with Rick. How do you feel, Rick? Yeah, another person come in, no electrical knowledge.
I think if I'd have shown him, he'd have been on the other side, though.
Would you? Yeah. Really?
Just look at my work.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at that clipping, because I'm sure people want to see the clipping. Look at this, fantastic. How to pinch your cables by Rick Gaunt. To pull them back out. He had a little fault we're not going to talk about, but I found it. I found the fault for him, bless him. Didn't I find your fault?
You did.
Yeah. Right, okay, we're back in main cam. Okay.
Yeah.
So we must have a winner. Someone's going to be getting a burner call. So unfortunately, Joe's going to have to leave us maybe on one camera at the minute while we try and get the burner phone number out there.
Yeah.
If you're on tonight, obviously you've got to ring in for the times in order to get your prize. And you also get to speak to Jenny. So that's a prize in itself as well. So that's good. So while we're waiting for that to happen, let's go through to the main meat and two veg. Let's go for it, Gordon. So happy days. So first one then. Let's have a little think about this Octopus Energy and Mercury first. Okay, so we've mentioned that and we've made a little video. We've got some pictures of what we've done here at the studio. So I think if we bring those pictures in, if Joe's back in his seat. So what is that then?
That's an energy meter. So it's one we had for a while. It's sometimes smart home products to turn up and we'll sort of leave them on the side for a long time because we get a bit nervous.
Intelligent, I'll call it. Intelligent.
Intelligent, really?
Intelligent. Let's drop smart, because I think smart things have lights flashing on and off.
So we thought, how easy would it be to just monitor the energy in our unit? So we put in that little one DIN rail device there. Have we got some pictures of the CTs? Have you hidden them there somewhere, Rick?
So there's the connections. Oh, ferrule. We've got to show a ferrule if it's eFIXX. We've got any fuses as well going in there. Oh,
So that's the connection for the CTs that are going into the bottom of it.
Did you make those connections?
No, they already came pre-terminated.
And just click them in?
Literally just click them in.
Okay,
It's all ready to go in.
Yeah. Is that an RJ45 style one or just slightly different?
Because of the way we'd just smuggle them into the board.
Molex Microfit 3, Gary, actually.
Microfit 3.
If you know your
No, I don't,
electronics
obviously.
connectors.
No, I don't. So
there
that's
you
pretty
go.
obvious.
Yeah.
But thanks for embarrassing me. So here we've got the
Little
video
fuses just to supply the voltage measurement to it. So you've got current measurement off the CTs. 3, obviously 1 per phase for the voltage measurement, but you could use this on 3 individual circuits in a house, actually.
Right. So that would mean the towels coming in for the total load.
Yeah.
You could pick the cooker and hot tub if you had, say, I don't know, a let property or, bit of B&B going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we've got a little short video of the process there, which people can question some of our methods of tapping off, but what surprised me, really easy.
Okay.
That was the first bit.
So when you say easy, I'm thinking of the app. So how bad was it to set that app up afterwards?
Yeah, simple.
Okay, and does it talk to it through Bluetooth to start with till it finds the internet? Is that the idea?
No, it makes its own, that version makes its own little Wi-Fi network, and you connect to that and then put it onto the main Wi-Fi network.
Job done.
Yeah.
What was it like, Rick?
It was straightforward.
Really straightforward.
Straightforward, yeah.
Yeah.
I know on that particular one, obviously Gordon commissioned that one, got it initially set up on the Shelly site, and then obviously I put the other section together.
Yeah, and I think when you come back, these two now are on the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which got me. I was
So
like, really?
you can see all the
your devices.
energy consumption as well across all the devices.
So why is it so important then, Michael? Why is it so important that we have this granular detail that Mercury's going to sort of bring to us, which means you've probably been at that party on your own or with fewer guests for such a long time, haven't you?
Well, the Mercury thing, I'm not from Mercury, clearly I'm from Shelly. The focus of Shelly is saving energy, monitoring energy and controlling devices. And those two things are synonymous, aren't they? Yeah. So our products are potentially perfectly aligned with Mercury's aim. That's what we've been doing since 2003.
Right, okay.
2015 with this range of products.
Okay.
So that's what we bring to the market. Mm.
Yeah, I didn't see Shelly up on the board when we looked at the brands that were involved with this. So are you maybe in with some of them that are just floating around in the background, or were you left out of the party? Did you not get a ticket to the party?
No, actually, we are with some of them.
Yeah.
So those solution providers, they need this solution. It is really needed because the current way how things are built does not scale. Each one of them are working with us to actually integrate into their system and their system, and then with each of the other vendors. So it's not going to scale if we want to get to the point where we actually have impact on solving the energy problem. So first of all, measure properly and then save the energy instead of waiting away. And then on top of it is actually calling for the solar power.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on,
renewables.
and on the back of that, you also said earlier on that the standard hasn't been drawn up yet.
Yes.
So this is we're quite early to this. Effectively, they've put themselves out there, but again, there's still got to be something drawn up.
There is a clear intention, and we are going to be part of the implementation of this intention. But let's see what actually, because usually it takes some time for all the participants to negotiate, to agree on something, and then when it becomes a standard, then we are there. We are in all these different standards, we are participating, we are certified, so we will be also part of the Mercury.
Yeah, so you're part of the solution.
Yeah.
Well, you already are, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
We are.
yeah.
It
I
should
mean,
be more seamless.
and again, this is something else electricians can offer, isn't it? It's you know that when you see Rick play around with it, it's just great, isn't it, Rick? When you do your demonstration, that interactive pad or whatever the touch screen one is just wonderful.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an important thing. You know, our products are professional electrician, professional installer products.
Yeah.
You know, they're intelligent products, and you've mentioned it to me several times. You know, we should call our products intelligent, not smart.
Yeah.
It is a different thing. But our website, if you go to shelly.com, you'll find every electrical certification certificate, certainly for the UK, but you'll find them for 100 markets. So we're relatively new to the UK as a company. The focus of Shelly, the focus of my boss on a daily basis, is to bring our technology to the electrical industry in the UK. So you know, that's why we're here.
And when we look at some of the widgets maybe later on Handcam and that, it's very inexpensive to use as well. I didn't say that, of course, we don't talk money, but some of they're incredibly great value, aren't they?
But they need to be for the proposition we're making. We work in the commercial world and in the residential world, and a big focus is to retrofit technology to make those buildings smart. Well, to do that, you've got to have a cost-effective solution.
Okay, give us a working example then, so that the audience can say where you've gone in and what impact you've had on a business. Can you think of anything on the top of your head?
There is one, I can't give you the name of it. It's a luxury car manufacturer in Germany who had a 3-phase issue in all of the showrooms across Germany. And we fixed it with our energy monitoring devices and saved them 40-ish% of their energy cost. Because
they could see what they were using, so you've got to...
And they could talk to the energy provider and talk about the problem.
It wasn't similar to the one we've put on here, was it?
Similar, yes.
Yeah, okay, which it didn't take no time at all, did it?
No.
And just a word of warning to everyone else on the live stream, we're trying to keep these down to 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1 hour and a half, so if we can finish by 9:11, that would help. Okay, just 9:11.
Yeah, one of our professional products, slightly different to the one you've got, but does the same job in a slightly different way. But as you said, it's easy to fit. It's a DIN rail module. It uses the Shelly app. It's totally open to other smart technology platforms. That's what they used.
Yeah. And it's good. Have you got one a little bit? So I love simple things. That's why I like Rick. So I've got this one here. This looks remarkably like this is a bit of Gary. So we just plug this in, and obviously I can get the information of what's gone in there. Can you give me an active example, maybe in a commercial installation, where you deploy these in order to start getting some granular detail about energy consumption?
Yeah, well, maybe the case was not as big as the auto manufacturer, but in an office setup, there was just curiosity about why do we expend so much energy over the month? Because people get used to paying the bill, and then at some point we installed these, the European ones.
Yes.
In this office, and everywhere, every working appliance was there. So funnily enough, we found out that the water cooler towers were spending enough energy every night, enough to make an impact if we just leave those there. So after we do the analysis, then those are left there, and then there is a simple schedule. So you just use one of these products. It doesn't need to be even connected to our app or the internet. You deploy a schedule, and it's off from 10 in the evening to 7 in the morning.
Right.
So then significant. It was, I think it amounted slightly below 20% of savings.
Wow.
So not only the water coolers, but this was significant. There was also the standby of the coffee machines, of course not used during the evenings and the nights. Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it's non-perishable vending machines, and you see them everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at a product that, a large UK wiring accessory manufacturer went in. They tried to build the technology into their plug, and it was a little bit on the expensive side.
And it doesn't have to be a complicated solution. So any device that you can put in standby,
Yeah.
and you can't be bothered to reach around the back of the sofa to turn it off.
They weren't based in Milton Keynes, were they?
What's that?
Yeah.
No, it might be those initials.
I thought there might have been an
But it
MK.
was, it's these use cases. Energy is an interesting thing, and what I really like about Shelly is, when people think of smart home, they originally think flashing lights and stuff like that, which people basically do for a week. When you put smart lights in, and wow, I can have red lights on an evening, you get a knock at the door, and then you decide after a week, I'm going to stop doing that. Yeah. And and at certain times of year, but most people don't want to live in a living room that's lit green. No. So you quickly get bored. But energy is something we all pay for, and obviously at the moment, energy is really expensive. And just having that built in as part of we'll still say intelligent, but is what people would call smart. Is good.
It's just I don't want to put our audience off, because when we've said smart in the past, we're probably looking at a house, control 4, etc., and all the rest of it. Whereas I like the fact this is intelligent for the energy saving aspect of it. And you
should love that.
I do love it. I know. I mean, I'm going to have a little masterclass.
Get one of these and stick it in.
No, I'm going to. Could turn it off from here then, couldn't I? Just knock it off. That's long enough. 60-second savings on the.
Because you've gone that solar journey.
Yes.
And ever since Gary went on his solar journey, he boils the pants off us. I mean, he comes in with his app and he's telling us how much energy he's generating. He'll ring the family up during the middle of the day and berate them for using appliances.
The washing machine, oven and air fryers on, you can just see it. You think, whoa, we can still just turn something off. Yeah, turn it off. You're the same. You took your electric shower out. You did. You got some intelligent information. Electric showers. You got over the top now, haven't you? The old Palm Springs, mate. That's what he's got in his house. It's an in joke, that is for us.
So that's so unfortunately, Michelle, Gary's gone granular in the new year on the power management, and but I think.
Well, clearly, we've been talking about before, the solar industry. So Shelly is used massively in the solar industry, typically not visible in inverters. But if you think about what an inverter does and what you want to do with diverting energy, well, Shelly technology is perfect for it.
It is, and I spotted it actually. We've been looking at some, we'll call it Huawei solar products.
Yep.
And they have what they call everyone seems to have a gateway. Everything seems to be called gateways now, and they've got one they call Emma that we looked at a couple of years ago.
Right.
And they now list in there that it's compatible with your certain smart products in the range. So it's
there's very few solar companies that don't use Shelly.
Yeah, but it's the controller who's going to be the customer-facing app, which I think is where Octopus want to create a customer-facing app, and you can bring things into that and control them as part of your energy bill. I think we've already seen that. Huawei want to do the same, but it's that your system is pretty open and flexible, isn't it, for different people to.
Absolutely. This was from day one. This is the ideology of Shelly. We don't limit the control path to go through somewhere where we can block or put some kind of subscription fee on top. So a lot of our devices are actually not in our cloud because they are being brought into solutions that are being built by others. Yeah. So that's. You can consider this is absolute freedom. With absolute freedom comes, of course, a little bit of responsibility to know a little bit more, because it's not coming pre-cooked for you. Just put it in the microwave and then it's coming ready. You have to know the different paths if you want to actually add the value for the end customer. So they're some of the companies that were there on the slide. Some of them are using it exactly like that. They add the value and then package it into the final solution, whoever you are mentioning. And some of the simpler pathways would be go through our solutions, or vertical solution through our cloud. But it can be even simpler, use Alexa or use
Hey Alexa. You did it, didn't you? Yeah. Hey Alexa, order me something for Christmas. You choose the gift for us. Yeah. Oh no, what a nightmare when you do
What's
that.
the other one? Is it Hey Google?
Hey Google, what? Hey Google, order me something for Christmas.
Something like that.
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare. Right. Okay. So you also told me about a telecoms project in Africa that
Yes.
you deployed in. Can you just give us a little bit more details on
Yes. Actually, back to the whole idea of intelligent. In order to become intelligent, you need to map reality. And in the case of energy metering is either prohibitively expensive or very trivial. It doesn't to the level that it's just blinking red or green. So nothing beyond that. So for the telecom provider, they need to map out the usage of their infrastructure, because they need to get to the point where they justify, they need to be on the green side of energy expenditure. So there is this opportunity that where you can measure your electricity production, then invest enough into renewables, and then you become kind of this green company, because you are not consuming fossil fuels for your energy production. So that's why it was deployed throughout Africa on the radio towers, primarily on the radio towers, but also other infrastructure. And then now they are starting to collect the data inside. So they are not beyond selling the product itself. We are providing the technical support for the integration into their system, and then we are not controlling them. So it's their solution. They do deploy it. They own it.
Yeah. That's good. And you see how AI is going to work in here, innit? Once you've learned your pattern and all the rest of it, you can see how they could take control of towns, cities, and all the rest of it when they're trying to do energy events, innit? When they're trying to take stuff offline, or they've got excess energy. You know, you think back to Park Erin, how much I love that in Wales when we were there, because that whole estate was connected and it did it for you. This is a bit like that, isn't it? It's going to get to the stage where you forget about it. It's just going to do its own thing.
I think that's where Octopus are going. They want to make it super simple for the customer, but lying underneath it, you need a layer of technology that can deliver that. And this is it's simple but complex.
Yeah.
If you get the sort of that's how I saw it. There's loads of great functionality in there.
And it's certainly simple for, I would say, certainly simple for electricians.
Yeah. Well, Gary's almost got it.
Yeah.
That is the measure of that is the measure of the system.
I just need an hour with Rick, and I reckon I'll be trying to borrow some of these bits for me house permanently. Yeah, no, it sounds fantastic. And thinking about home and the ability to turn stuff off on a sort of a lower level. You know, how many times have we had that call or the return car journey? Did I turn the air straighteners off? Did I turn the iron off? Did I turn this off? Yep. And again, you could make that. You know the socket you use for your hair straighteners. Yeah, you know the socket you use for the iron. So, but you could have the ability to check that load whether it's there or not, couldn't you? And then actually remotely switch them off. I know that sounds a little bit, but that could be a pump for a pond or something like that, couldn't it? Garden sprinkler systems, all sorts of things.
In your garage, you park the car and think, did I turn the lights off?
I don't, did you? You asked me a question. I don't know whether you turned them off.
But you can just ask.
Oh, right.
Or use your app.
Yeah.
Turn them on, turn them off.
Yeah. You've got a smart meter, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Yeah, it's a switch they took away. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remotely tell what you're using? Because obviously I've got a smart meter, but it's not smart, so they didn't leave the in-home display.
Well, I see it through my app for my solar battery, don't I? I can see my energy consumption that way.
But you can't see your smart meter consumption.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've got a screen there that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
You can put a iPhone there to take pictures.
And if you change energy provider, that's normally going to be that display they provide you with is now
all right, obsolete.
meaningless.
Now, I must admit, when we've got a little video to go out at some point on that. Our one's simple, isn't it? Absolutely simple. So I think it's time for you to show us the rig, Rick. I think it's your big moment. You've asked many week after week after week to be in the hot seat. We've put you in the hot seat this week. You have. You said I'm sick of being behind the screen.
Because you kept saying I'm falling asleep over this. I know what we'll do.
Well, absolutely stick around the front. Is stay awake. Talking about behind the screen, let's say hello to Joe. So hello, Joe. Welcome back to the show. You're doing everything tonight again, mate, as always, aren't you? You had a busy day.
Doing?
Yeah. So busy day.
What day?
Yeah, busy day today.
They're busy-ish, you know the use.
Yeah, thank you. They're always busy here at the outside studios. Yeah, well done. Right, so I'm going to get myself into position. I think you two are going to jump up. I'll try and ask some really stupid questions at the same time, as if I'm a member of the audience. Well, me in the audience. You're going to need to stand up as well, sir. This is your segment, I think.
Yeah.
G-Dog's going in as well.
I'm going to listen in.
So we touch the screen. Okay.
Yep. So you sort of went through it before. With so obviously with this one you've got the touch screen that allows us to turn on each one of these individually. So while we were in there, we can turn them up. We can.
So you've been in my lamp box.
Dim them up. Well, I can't remember which one it was. One of them. It wasn't obvious whether it was dimmable or not. So we'll find out.
I need one of those squirrel canes up through.
And again, can you set the upper and lower limits on these? Does it come preset?
So on each one of these, so where we've got the relays here, so this screen is actually connected to there's a single module here and a dual module there.
Okay, so why did you have a single and a dual? So just talk me through that.
That's what we had in the box.
Yeah, I know that, but I know the answer as well, but I've asked him it.
So on this, well, we say exactly what it said. What we got supplied with us. So we've got the single one here.
Have you got two lights working together, and then one on its own? Is that what's happening?
No. So each individual light is we can operate that by itself.
Brilliant.
So what we've got on this end one as well here is just a conventional switch.
Okay.
Well, in this case, it's a retractive switch, so we can just turn.
Right, I'll just pull back. Just do that again for us to turn on.
Turn this light.
So you've got both controls on that, so you could
On
use
and
your
off.
phone. Do you want to whip your phone out and do something with that? Fancy on your phone?
But not only that, obviously you can do the dimming as well.
Because it's a retractive switch, yeah.
And down. But if you've just got a normal one, it'll work.
That doesn't work, does it?
Just
Do
the
it again. Look, none of the lights changed.
If you were using that one.
How does the keypad link to the modules? So is that wireless?
So that's also wireless as well.
On the Wi-Fi?
And Bluetooth.
Right.
So they'll talk together with both of them.
Oh, actually,
Just step in here if I'm getting it a little bit wrong.
Yes, over Wi-Fi.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So what we've got on the top here is the temperature again from what we've seen on this remote humidity and temperature sensor.
Okay.
So there's actually it has actually got it's got temperature and humidity built into it as well, and there's also an internal relay inside this switch as well. So on this one I've just got a bit of T&E.
Sorry.
But if we were to put an additional car in there.
Twin and CPC.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So if we'd have put an additional car in there, we could have then also sent the relay to trigger something else.
Well, let's get the temperature up. Let's turn the temperature up. So I've gone up to. Hello. What happened there? So I turned it up to 35, and automatically the heater's come on.
Yeah, so I've got it linked up to the 4-channel relay, which is here. So each of these sockets here are on an individual channel.
Okay.
On this particular socket here, I've got it set with the thermostat on hit, so that if it's below or higher. Sorry, let me start again. If the temperature is lower than what's stated, it will automatically switch on this socket.
Oh, wow, that is pretty quick, isn't it? It goes, doesn't it? As you turn it up, that's back on again. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, it's sending the signal to one of to this relay, which is controlling the socket.
So now could I control this then? So if this was, like I said before, maybe student accommodation, I'd say clearly in the terms and conditions you can't bring electric heater in. Could I monitor the current being drawn in? And I think, oh, hello, that's not a TV, that's not a bedside lamp, that in an EV charger, that in a phone charger. If it's an EV charger, in a world of trouble.
Yeah, so within the app you can set a limit to the load.
So you could set it at 5 amps?
Yeah.
So it's a 13 amp socket, set at 5 amps, bang. And remotely you could change that.
And then just tell it to trigger something, turn it off, or set the sirens off, or...
Airbnbs, classic again, isn't it?
Send a notification, emails.
Emails? What do you mean notification emails? What does that mean? What, you're using too much energy?
Or if your smoke alarm's lowering its battery, you can send Gordon an email.
That's brilliant. So again, can we just see the app? So can you do something maybe with the lights, because that's visual on the app, or have you left your phone? No, but your phone's being used for something else. I'm very sorry, sir. So we can't do that because obviously can't show you the app at this stage.
We're
going to try and do it. So actually, we're going to try and do it for you folks. So just bear with us. Okay, so yeah, I've done a reasonably neat job, Rick. We'll just look at your clip in there while we're waiting. That is.
Is there a colour code for the different DIN rail modules? Is there a?
Let's have a look. So you're going to.
You got green, blue, and red there, and black. Does that?
The blue one
spotted
is
that up there?
dry relay.
Yeah.
The red one is actually
you're
power
married.
metering, doing power metering.
Okay.
And this is single channel.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
the
we're
black
in there.
one is dual channel.
Here we go.
And
What are you
we
going to do
have,
for me, mate?
So power metering, and we have dual channel.
Do something
without
there.
Hang on there.
I know they're in a private conversation.
Yeah, I
and
know.
we're, imagine
Sorry,
we're on the telly here, son. All right, okay.
Or just one of you
So-
were sorting that out.
Just bring the phone down lower for me, so just show me what you can do, so I can see
We've
both.
got socket 3.
Yep. All right, wow. So you've
see
turned that
that?
on. Yeah. Oh, so it was on. It was on but off.
Turn it off. There we go.
That's clever.
No more.
I could have that to the
no
air
more
fryer. Yeah, air fryer off. Yeah, I like it. Do a light for us then, or do something else. So fantastic. Look at
A
this.
roll over.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You
There we
did that
go.
one. Well done.
Turn
Oh,
them all
right,
off
okay.
there. So
But you've also got
again, it was just in the app. But
Okay.
it's all very straightforward, and it's built in, comes with it.
I do like the ability to be able to turn sockets off or limit sockets really easily at very, very limited cost.
But in each individual device, as you can see here, it's given us the power.
Okay. So we've got granular detail on each socket. Okay. Can you see the overall power for the actual installation we've got here? So you've linked it to the other one.
So at the moment,
Yep.
we're consuming 1.3 kilowatts.
Okay, through the whole installation.
Yeah.
Okay, So you've got history of data and all the sort of stuff we'd expect to see, yeah?
This is it.
Really good. Thank you very much, Rick. That is a classic rig. I love that. I'd love that in colleges. I can't do that as well as the
And
pen
what
file
about the
one, can we?
M2 assessment, Gary?
Yeah, well, it's just awful, isn't it? I mean, if it's T&E
That's a rough
strapped with a few staples, he's all over it, isn't he? If that ever becomes the assessment. That is good. That is good. And I know Rick loves this sort of stuff. Mastered it in an afternoon. That's what he did. Yeah, you
Well,
did.
I mean, with all the sensors and all the rest of it, it's,
yeah.
you get the trigger, the actions and the triggers together, and
So do we finally can agree between us, just me and you, that the consumer unit of the future is probably going to have some other stuff in it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's the way to go.
We've been mentioning it for a long time,
And
haven't
a
we?
lot of other countries are probably a little bit more, I dare say, advanced than us.
Yes.
And it's I mean,
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but it's sort of, we have this obsession that the consumer unit is just for circuit breakers.
Yeah.
But obviously you can put some DIN rail modules in, start doing some control from there.
And Shelly is massive across Europe.
I mean,
It's simply the UK that is a new thing to see.
No,
You're not allowed to do that. There'll be people in the comments telling us we're barbarics. Yeah. What's Rick done now? So I take it could we buy a full solution pre-built out of the factory? Could we have a special? If we had 100 flats to do, could you build us it, or would we have the modular sets for?
That's an interesting question. So I do business development UK and Ireland. I'm building a business in the UK, and that is a very interesting idea. It's not something we do at the moment, but we'd love to talk to a UK-based company that would be interested in working with us to do that.
That's good. Now, people often say to us, obviously, how much it is. We're not going to probably go price, but where can we get it from?
We're new to the UK. I've said it several times. So to be fair to the customers that we've acquired so far, that I'm really pleased to have. So I've got them written down. I don't want to miss anybody out because they're all as important as each other. So currently in the UK, in terms of a physical store or a local online store, we have NetXL, Easy Gates, Birkdale Smart Home, Vestanet, Q Electrical, All Trade, increasing numbers of branches of CEF, Boss Cabin, Easy Care Smart Home, Pi Hut, Resi Central, Advanced IoT, AT&C that you might not have heard of, but they are a very large audio-visual integrator who are currently working on the refurbishment of the Savoy, Yes Electrical, and Cortex Services.
Any online places? You said your website, where we can get it from?
Yes, there's Shelly.com.
Yep.
You can buy from Shelly. That means shipping very small products from Bulgaria, if that makes sense to you in the UK, but they're available. And the guy that's got more money than the rest of us will ever have, whose company I won't mention because it starts with an E, you can get everything from a certain website. They're available there, like everything else on the planet is.
Okay. Online retailer that offers next day free delivery. Okay, we won't name them.
And of course, my job is to find new resellers and distributors. So, you know, please contact us, either direct on the Shelly website or contact me.
Yeah, I think, direct online stuff is okay when you're comfortable with the product. When you're learning the product, you probably want a bit of support, don't you? You want that,
And those people I've listed, of course, you know, you can walk, a majority of them, you can walk into a store and talk to the guys behind the counter, and they've got technical support and all of that stuff that an electrical installer, an electrician wants. You know, we've mentioned the word several times. These are intelligent electrical relays.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they are. They do amazing things, but that's what they are.
Yeah, and I apologise. We went to a meal last night. I said try and drop the S word, because people associate it with flashing lights. That's what they associate it with, not necessarily energy management, do they? And
No, they don't.
And that's where
Or more consumer-focused products.
And intelligent doesn't just mean you've said it. You know, intelligent means okay, what it does inside, but it's how easy it is to install, deploy, and use. That's part of the intelligent, and that's what Shelly is. It's an intelligent relay.
Yeah.
Any great questions?
Well, I mean, to take it back, so we actually first heard of Shelly through our community,
Right.
rather than that, because we might have featured some other smart home products on the channel before, and we always say the best way to get the right answer is to put a video on YouTube, and and people immediately we'd shown some. There might have been a bit more expensive products, and people immediately came back and said, "Oh, use Shelly, use Shelly." And I thought it was Australian at first. You know, Shelly sounds Australian.
What's your name, Sheila?
Yeah.
What's your favourite colour, Blue?
And then we started looking at it, but it's obviously, I think people, there's a lot of people hear new brands, people see there's lots of people trying to do smart home. I get a bit of comfort that it's made in Europe, and obviously there's sort of certain standards go with it. Yep. You get a bit more comfort when you hear that actually loads of people in Germany use it.
Well, something I'm sure will be of interest to you then. So Shelly as a company, 60 to 70% of the employees are R&D. You know, so we're not just taking chips from China. You know, Shelly technology is our own technology that we're very proud of, and we're always at the forefront of it. That's where Shelly is.
Yeah, and there's already people using it in the comments. So we've got someone using it, Shelly devices to log earth leakage on a commercial install. Do you like that one?
That's a clever way, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you like that?
I like that.
We're debating this today with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
actually,
mentioning that.
obviously.
Yeah, it shows your pen fault.
Well, I think, I was thinking that with another, and I think you could probably do pen fault monitoring with your energy system.
And then it'll alert you.
Yeah.
It's problem solved.
That's what we were talking about earlier on. Yeah.
No, we were. Some fictitious conversations had over here. We brought it up live on the telly.
Yeah. But you've also got load shedding built in. There's a relay output in even the simple one that we've put in there. So I think there's loads of great applications.
It goes back to that rig as well. Imagine you had that with an alert alarm. Yeah.
That went off when you're on the train.
No, but again, with
the one, there's also there's a separate relay in that one as well. So you can get that to trigger other circuits or just be a signal of some sort.
So in theory, you could do pen fault monitoring and trigger a contactor using the internal relay.
Exactly, yeah.
We're going to have some fun here.
I think it's endless. If you're a creative electrician, you're going to come up with a use case that we've never thought of.
I love that.
Now we put a video out yesterday about what Octopus are doing, and there's a lot of people. It brings out we call the Daily Mail readers. There's who some people don't like smart technology. Yeah, they have it sort of inbuilt. They don't like there's somehow someone in the clouds monitoring me. Yep. Can you use your system without actually going into the cloud?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got the Shelly Cloud, and there are some features in there that are useful to people that want them. Things like storing the energy monitoring data that you collect from our devices. So you want to be able to reference it in 12 months' time, and in a business environment, that can be, well, it is mandatory. So if you do that, you've got to be able to keep it so that you can prove, what your energy usage was. So if you want to use a feature like that, yes, you've got the Shelly Cloud. You can use it completely without the Shelly Cloud. And if you're into somebody else's cloud, you can use our devices with them. So you're not tied to it in that way.
Yeah, but you can keep the data in the building if I wanted
Absolutely.
to.
You can have no interconnection whatsoever.
Yeah.
And use Shelly.
Yeah, which for some people they like that, particularly in certain types.
Well, and there are environments where that, again, the other way round, where that would be mandatory. So you're collecting data and it's got to stay in that environment, and there can be no possible way that it gets out. Well, if you use Shelly, you can do that.
How much data would it store? You know, if you were going to put, let's say you were going to do the metering,
It's
monitoring.
in a,
you know,
in
how
a
long will
Shelly DIN module, 12 months. And then it will then overwrite.
Okay, yeah.
So if you had no internet connection, you could just go in, drop in away.
And you could, if you set it your diary or did something and you took an online dump out of there, you wouldn't have to worry because it'd write over, you wouldn't have lost that
So
data.
it depends from device to device and the granularity of the data, but there is significant amount of storage that allows for this local storage. So actually we even promote this type of design, so design first local, because everything can fail. So if you still want this interconnectivity and intelligent network of electrical devices, you should consider the case where you, for whatever reason, it could be service fail, it could be intentional attack. So your local infrastructure works, so it still keeps running. And then you build on top the Shelly cloud offering, which is, let's be honest, people cannot deal all the time with this. So there is an easy path, and this is also, again, our cloud is in Europe. Well, Europe, that's Belgium. I hope you consider this part of Europe. And
We still speak. They make good beer, I think, still. Yeah.
okay, so our cloud and the data is in Europe, and yeah.
I voted to stay in, by the way. My children now can't roam across the wonderful Italy and just spend years and years in the air, wherever they want to do in Europe. So, no, it's really good. We've also got a brand new asset we're going to debut this evening as well. We've got a beer pump still to give away. We've got a product made by Michael, I like to call him Mick, who popped into the studios, and we're going to have a look at that as well. So we've got an incredibly busy part of the show. It is nowhere near ending, folks, and of course that beer pump is going to be given away. But I think it's time to see what we was up to in a thing we call current picks.
Like to see you in court as someone struck the high voltage underground cable to somehow suggest that Mystic Meg said it was okay to dig there.
It's a lot easier to handle, isn't it? If you don't need that big one, then it's, yeah.
So this is a scaled down version.
Yes.
Yeah, I realise it's not actually that small in real life. What sort of size is it in real life?
It's bigger than this.
Really good answer.
Yeah.
But is it small? Is it smaller than that?
It is a lot smaller.
Okay.
In fact, we could have just dashed off to switch off the main tap, but no, we didn't.
Has anyone here tried divining? Have you ever done divining?
We're trying to find electric cables, John.
Well, Jim, in the divide. Yeah, but no, that it would find it. My welding rods, that's
Yeah.
what they were. They moved and they crossed, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't the wind. They moved. They moved, and they moved to where we know there is a buried electrical cable.
Yeah, but if I did it, I'd be shaking everywhere, wouldn't I, with my hands? So
There's water everywhere.
With the oil. Gary thinks there's oil in it.
There's diamonds over here and gold over there. The EV industry continues to expand at an exponential rate, and it seems like every week there's some new innovation coming out to greet us. So we've got some of those innovations for us to have a look at today. Gary, we're going to kick you in. What have you got for us?
I'm first. On the back of the IET article, obviously, eFIXX Energy have made a few adjustments to their outdoor consumer unit. Okay, as you look at it on the camera, you're probably thinking it looks remarkably like their original one, but a little bit of a secret. It's actually made of plastic.
Right.
It's fully insulated.
Okay, now in that article, the IET came up with all sorts of reasons why you might. They considered the outdoor consumer to be the last resort, didn't they? And then they said there was a lot of, the whole issues, pollution category, made of metal, all sorts of chances.
Yeah, now let's bring that back to actually some of those large energy companies out there producing lots of EV installs every single day. Their solution is to keep it actually to the part of which they want to actually guarantee outdoor consumer unit to an EV charger, and they guarantee that part of the installation and will not touch anything within the fabric of the building. Got it in there, folks?
Oh.
So, for this one, let's go through its key features. To start with, it's IP66, which we'd expect it to be for outside. It's IK7, and it's pollution category 3. There is loads of stuff out there about that, but let's just move on from that. We've got 2 positions in which we can lock the front, which is always a concern when you have something that can be turned off and it's outside of the building. And when we lift it up, one of the real key features, it's a simple thing, a quarter of a turn on the 4 screws on the front cover, meaning that we haven't got to worry about over-tightening and maintaining that IP66 rating. But we'll continue on IP ratings because, of course, there's always a concern once you create a hole inside an enclosure, you're going to change that IP rating. So eFIXX Energy have thought about it. They haven't give you any options at the top with predetermined hole position. So it's actually a smooth top surface, but they've given you the options on both sides. And of course, maybe the major option being actually at the bottom. Now, BG, okay, themselves make a socket outlet that everybody loves to install, and they've used the same system on the back, which we're really comfortable with. We're comfortable with the fact that we have an entry point at the back with a reservoir that we can put a sealant in it, as well as the 4 screwed positions in order to maintain its IP rating. There's a lot of thought gone into this. And when we open it up, they've also got the caps that we're used to seeing on those socket outlets as well within the little packet. Continuation in here to make the electrician's life easier. DIN rail can be removed, giving you that much more space in order to make your connections. We can use a slotted posi for every single screw in here as well. So they've done that in their normal consumer units and have kept that technology going.
So you're not constantly changing screwdrivers to do the installation?
Absolutely not. So you keep that screwdriver going through. Loads of different configurations that we can have. Obviously, we've got the Type 2 SPD, bi-directional RCDs. Okay, so a little bit of future-proof in there if eventually we get the ability to draw the energy out of our vehicle and back through here. So we've just labelled it L1, L2 and N within the actual device itself. So I think it's a tidy little unit, okay? The IP rating is maintained by the fact they've made it as simple as they can for you and install it outside.
A couple of seals on the front there as well around the thing.
Yeah,
it's
there
not
is.
just one seal, it seems to be multiple seals when you hinge the cover down.
What we've got here is got the 2 seals here, as what we've got matched against here, because this is the area which we're really concerned about, is this is the area where our devices will sit. Everything else is obviously, there's no water going to get in here. This is solid, effectively. So it's just this area here. So when we go down, we make those seals and a reassuring, obviously, click when we go in as well.
Now I've got the sticker pack here. The only one missing is the one inside there. It's got the torque ratings on, which is always useful to see in the right place. But there's a hint that they've got bigger ambitions for this beyond EV. I can see here a mid-meter, which immediately thinks of something you don't need to fit for solar installations. But if it is solar, there's a nice PV/solar install sticker there. Outdoor sockets.
Again, just a little one. Captive screws as well. So even though the quarter turn, we've got those captive screws. We know if you're outside and you drop a screw, you look left, guarantee the screw's gone right and you'll be scrambling around looking for it.
In the channel drain.
Or found a hole.
Oh, sorry, John, I didn't see you there.
Oh, I'm definitely.
You're incognito.
No, I'm definitely here.
For those who were playing along at home, it was, can you spot where's Wally? And there he is in the middle. So for me, a little bit of innovation. Always like people's comments. Please bring those comments in.
We did ask them on the back of that IET article. People somehow thought that article was going to come out and somehow the whole industry was going to change and everyone's going to be going back to their own consumer unit. We did ask them and they didn't tell us anything. And I still see photographs out there of loads of heat pumps going in with outdoor consumer units. So it would be interesting to get people's thoughts. Are you still fitting outdoor consumer units? Does that help you get over some of the problems that the IET might have raised in that article? Well, John, it seems you've got another sink.
Yes, yeah, I've been having a look at this one here. They've done one in eFIXX Red.
Oh, right.
If you can see, it's ever so light.
I think that's a sample unit, Joe.
Oh, okay. That'll be why. It's nice. It's got redesigned it so for the installer. So it's exactly the same shape as what you'd get from the older version of this. So before the rebranding, move things around in here just to make it a lot easier for when you're bringing in your cables at the bottom. And they're going to sweep in really, really nice. Well, IP66. So when I take this with me to the East Coast, I'll be absolutely fine by the seaside while I'm on my 2P machines.
I do like the back of it again because it's got a little bit of, I would say, a whiff of what we've seen before on our sockets.
A whiff of what?
Our outdoor
we've got all the reservoirs here. You've got rear entry as well if you're coming in from behind. Yeah, and it's a nice type. It comes in a variety of different colours and flavours as well.
You can change those out as well, can't you? So like you can swap cover for cover.
Yeah, absolutely. So matching with the fabric of your building. So if I'm going to have.
Change it to match the seasons.
This week's challenge word. How many times can you get in fabric of the building?
We've done it 3 times now. It's only Joe to get it in now.
That might be next week's news, I think. That might be.
Now, interesting. I've had the cover off, Joe, and this one is a real one. So interesting. A few more things redesigned in here. We installed one of these ages ago. Had a little install in sunny Knaresborough with our tame electrician Ross. Inside, you used to be able to see all the electronics. Now covers over the electronics, but that's good when you're installing it, obviously, in case you get bits of debris and stuff like that as you're drilling the fabric of the building. You don't want that dropping into there. You obviously first fix the back plate. You've got no electronics on the back plate, and you just plug it in with the pluggable terminal block. Captive screws.
We go back far enough where we remember looking for screws. These new generation of people have never known anything but captive.
Yeah, well, no, there are still some chargers out there a bit like a Swiss watch, and if you drop the screws, you will be you'll just probably be filling it with a bit of some wood screw, number 8 wood screw. Yeah, there is a tamper-proof Torx screw on the front as well. Now, the tamper-proof Torx, because it's got the little dimple in the middle that pokes forward, and obviously you need a special bit for that, but obviously if you bought one of those immense sets from Amazon, you'd have that bit. But if you haven't, they do supply one in the box. And of course, another tip is some say that you can get a suitably sized large screwdriver and just kick that tab out of the way if you're ever in a tight spot. Other stuff like, the accessories I found in the box, current transformer. I like the way this continues to evolve this product as well.
I'll jump in here, it seems quite appropriate. So I've got the new device from Matty, which you can see here. We don't have it here in person, okay, but we can tell you all about it and we'll bring in some good pictures of it. This is the single phase open device from Matty. So this is the device that's going to protect you from pen fault in certain circumstances. And it's an interesting product. It complies with that new standard from the IET. Anyone remember what the number for that is?
IET?
Yep.
01.
That device is really good because it's basically an all-in-one package that's going to give you single-phase protection from pen faults. And it does some other clever things as well because, you sort of think, well, you can get that technology within certain EV chargers. But there's some interesting challenges with that, actually. And we're going to look into this in a little bit more depth in a future video because it may well be that those chargers need a little bit of extra help because of the standard that they're written to. Don't really allow them to disconnect a protective device, a protective conductor. So
that's the European standard, isn't it? The international standard. Yeah, there's a few things.
Yeah, there's some interesting things coming down the road. We need to dig into it a little bit deeper because I've just brushed on the surface of it so far, but we'll circle back round to that. But this device is just absolutely fantastic because it also offers load curtailment as well. So that's really good. Okay. So if your EV charger is drawing too much while the rest of the house is obviously also using power, it can disconnect the EV temporarily, stop the charging process, and then bring it back online once the supply to the building drops down a little bit, which is good. It's UK designed and manufactured. It's very simple to wire. When you look at the wiring diagram for it inside, there's cables going everywhere, but when you actually open it up and have a look inside, it's very simple. It's just 3 wires in, 3 wires out, job done. Steel enclosure, so it can be installed inside and still be compliant with the regs in a residential setting. And yeah, it's got nice LED fault indication as well to show you when something's gone wrong. It's a very, very compact and clever bit of kit. We've done some content on the 3-phase version of this, and I think we've still got one installed here, haven't we, on the wall over there.
Following on from that, our friends at EV Tower, because they use that device inside their feeder pillars. Yeah. Now, everyone thinks EV Tower, it does what it says on the tin. They make towers for EV chargers, but they also make a range of distribution equipment as well that goes in the tower. So if you're doing a multi-charger installation, perhaps you've got a car park and you need obviously individual protection to each charger, you can build that into the base. Now, I've got the one. The keen-eyed viewers might recognise the one behind Gary with the payment terminal. No, we're not offering Gary and Joe for sale. This is, this device, that inside there is the kind of place where you can hide your payment terminal, but also your power distribution as well. And check out that video because we made that on the public charge point regulations, which came into force last month. So every EV charger should have a payment terminal in it now. But I like EV Tower. They're one of those companies we've followed their journey in EV, and they're always innovating to reflect the needs of the market. And obviously, don't think of them as just towers. Think of them as also towers with the potential to have power distribution as well.
EV towers have often been married with the next product we've got in front of us as well, which is EV blocks. Now, it would be nice to say that this is a full-size replica, but it isn't. It's a 3D printed version of their Mini. Okay, it isn't this size, but this is the Mini one. Now, we fitted one of these in the Milton Keynes area. Incredibly quick process to get it in, but because these are taken off being these smaller lumps of concrete in the ground, maybe we've seen those really big ones for those high-powered charging ones, it's starting to become the solution maybe where we've got several EV chargers in a row. But of course, it might be that when you get them installed, that actually you've only got 1 or 2 in place and you've got some future expansions. And Trevor's come up with a really clever way of leaving it in the ground, hasn't he, without actually leaving it ready to be in the ground. What's he been doing there, Gordon?
It's a lid.
It's a lid.
Yeah.
What's the lid made of?
The lid's made of composite, Gary.
Yes, composite. Now, another word for composite, for those people who don't know what, is plastic. So it's got a plastic fake lid on it.
Yeah.
Because obviously all the other ones that we've seen...
No, it's a real lid,
Yeah,
but it's
as
made
in-
of plastic, Gary.
But it's not got a hole in it, is it? So we're used to seeing with a hole in it. We've got our ones outside, haven't we? Our EV blocks are outside, but we've left it with a hole in it. So we've got that lid to go in there. Now, the Mini has been incredibly popular, okay, especially in those residential settings, but it is also getting out there in larger settings as well. It's not just the one hit. That's why we've got these plastic tops on them as well.
Yeah, and obviously, I think one of the main things is composite, Gary.
But it's
we'll call it.
recycled.
It's recycled composite.
Yeah. And like I said, seen it go in, incredibly easy to fit and just gone, no shuttering. That's the ultimate thing in it, you know, concrete and shuttering. This is what EV Blocks gets away from.
In a slightly more compact size as well, it's a lot easier to handle, isn't it? If you don't need that big one, then it's,
So this is a scaled down version.
Yes.
Yeah, I realise it's not actually that small in real life. What sort of size is it in real life?
It's bigger than this.
Really good answer.
But is it
Watch
small?
that
Is
video.
it smaller than that?
It is a lot smaller.
Okay.
Well, actually, we used it twice. We used it at that project in Milton Keynes. We also used it on an install quite close to the studio. I think it was one of his first ones he did. And again, obviously, if you haven't got the, if you're actually going to install a post, it comes with a post that you just drop onto the top of that.
Yeah, so then again, without that in place, okay, so if that was removed, you haven't got to put the metal plate on. Yeah, it fits perfectly with EV Tower, and they're partnered together to make sure that their plates fit and integrate with each other.
Now, again, we followed EV Blocks since
Yeah,
the
we
start
have.
of the journey. They dropped off their first block here some years ago. It sat outside like a tank stop for a couple of years until it had a heavy aluminium top on it. And the problem, obviously, with aluminium is it attracts all sorts of people who appreciate the value of aluminium when you take it down to your local scrapyard.
Yeah. But again, he's brought the weight down on those blocks as well from the start. Obviously, he's innovated with the smaller one. He's gone bigger as well.
He's expanded into US markets as well, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's
And all of the blocks have access to come through. So you'd leave your ducting system. They do a four-way one as well. But obviously, for this one, we've got straight through. So you can pull it in, leave all your drawstrings in there. In the future, just pull those in. That's what makes it so fantastic, because that eventually becomes a pulling in point for your cable system as well. So simple ideas are the best idea. No shuttering, access to it. Plate for a future expansion. Tick, 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 and it moves
no
on.
drying times or anything. You're not waiting for the concrete to go off. Isn't it?
In
Brilliant.
and out in a day. That's what we were in Milton Keynes. That's what we didn't see the one necessarily being installed, did we, in the other location? It was already in place, wasn't it?
Yeah, just gave it to Charles and it was in.
Yeah, it was. Our tame builder.
Well, yeah, in a flash. And well, actually, he's track record, actually, because he installed the other EV charge block here when we did our three-phase installation series here.
And he had a little bit of a moment back then, didn't he? Do you remember what Charles did?
When he was that when he went through the water pipe?
No, we found the water pipe.
Found the water
We were
pipe.
looking for it. We didn't know where it was, so we could turn it off, obviously, when we were dismantling the toilet. So he decided he'd dig it up for us.
Yeah,
So that
and
was
there's a great video in there, in the background, as we're doing the CAT scan to find the mains cables. He found the main water pipe with the digger.
Excellent. Thank you.
And like true professionals, we recorded him struggling
Absolutely.
with it.
Yeah. Get in there to help him out. Oh, that's good content. Yeah.
We could have just dashed off to switch off the main tap, but no, we didn't.
This social generation, we're a nightmare, aren't we young folks? Yeah.
If you've got any great innovations in the EV space and you want to drop them in as a comment, please do. Or you could link to products that you think would also supplement the ones we've got here in front of us. We look forward to seeing you in the comments. It's amazing how we kept that footage of cheerful Charles. I've got it in one format, you've got it in the other. Absolutely zero help as he's spraying himself with water. So that's a new section called Current Picks. We're going to try and roll those out across our live streams throughout 2025. We wanted to debut the first one in 2024. It'd be lovely to have your feedback on it. Okay, it may be irrelevant to what the session is that we're talking about today, but again, it was relevant to the 5 picks that we had within there, and I'm sure, because we've put some bits in there, there'll be some nice moments for you to comment or your opinion on them, and we love those. Remember, a comment, good or bad, for us at eFIXX is one that can drive us forward, and we want to be at the heart of every argument and every discussion within our electrical industry as well.
Yeah. And we've found out some things about the team today, haven't we? We found out in that video that Joe divines for water with welding rods.
And it works.
And it works, apparently.
Yeah.
Joe's an East 17 fan. We found that out, and people have. And people think you've got an obsession with hair products now.
Yeah, I've got no problem with
Your
that.
hair straighteners and things like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was the Australian one puts a load of. It was brilliant. Whatever this was, I couldn't take a photograph. I was in the shower. So now moving on quickly.
I did say it's a wig.
Yeah, no, it's a really good one. It's got a wogan about it. Yeah, so it's all good. Now, if we pull up now, we've got some of the projects you've been working with. So if we bring those up, then these are Shelly projects. So do you want to just talk us through a couple of these? Yeah, projects.
Right.
What have we got here then, Michael?
Well, to be to be fair to them, in the top right-hand corner, this is our amazing UK distributor, NetXL.
Yep.
So I've actually stolen their slide.
Okay.
Right. Borrowed with pride.
Borrowed with pride.
I won't mind.
Yeah.
And so I would have to read them.
Yeah. Are you a regular visitor at Club Town?
But it gives you, it gives you an idea. So I mean, and the reason they've done this is to show the variety or the cross-section of the industry that they're putting Shelly solutions into.
And are you a member of Tiger? It looks like you've used them a few times.
It was no, there was a programme actually on the BBC earlier in the week actually how people are remotely monitoring their relatives. Yep. Now I'm not saying it's not like having a scary camera in watching your mother make a cup of tea,
right,
but looking for signs of activity. That they've actually got up in the morning.
Right. Okay.
They've switched the kettle on, looking for their daily routine.
Well, that's clever.
Yeah,
so it's
Isn't
innovation.
that what Gaz is doing anyway?
What?
Yeah, creepy Gary. Yeah.
Checking that we're in. Also, we've got a slide here that links in nicely with the stuff here. Yeah,
Hold on, just want to
Save a watt.
save a what?
Save a what?
Yeah.
So that is what we're talking about here tonight. So electricity, energy monitoring, reduction, saving, all of those.
Yeah, that's good. Onboard power, that's quite good. Auto control, air compressors in the workshop.
Got juicy items, isn't there?
Yeah.
Old air compressors.
What's aquaponics? That's a one.
I can tell you actually one good example of usage of the Pro 3M, so our power meter. So it's a very interesting example. Someone is producing chemicals for the industry, for the metal treating chemicals, so rust preventers. And they have a claim that their chemical is working on a much lower temperature. So it's a higher price, but much lower temperature. That means that the bath you have to keep warm all the time. You can keep it much, so the temperature you need to reach is much lower. So in the end, when whoever is buying their product, they can clearly immediately see the savings in energy.
Okay.
So that's why they are using our. So it's not a big case for us because it's not that many products, but it helped them immediately sell the case.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's a much debate about this, okay, what about the temperature, but that we are paying anyway the energy, but then immediately it's clear.
We might be able to hear the fan behind me. And
I can feel the fan behind me. I was
it's
just
pointing
wondering
at
what
you,
point.
isn't it? That's what I thought. I couldn't feel it. Now, allegedly, during the break, and this is no joking about, we hadn't done it beforehand, Rick has reprogrammed socket number 2, which won't allow a 2 kilowatt heater. He's got a threshold at 1500.
1500.
Right, well, let's try it then. So I've got 2 kilowatts here.
Ooh,
Turn that off, unfortunately. Okay, pull that one out.
Right.
And socket number 2. So let's,
Socket number 2, yeah.
they don't all look the same, folks. And this one is incredibly cheap, aren't they, these ones?
Yep.
So it's turned on.
Yep.
And straight off.
Straight off.
Because it spotted the fact that is good.
Wow.
Okay.
Can you put it back in socket number 1?
Yeah, we can.
Chilly there.
No, it's blowing away. The audience don't want to hear that. So, yeah. So we're going to have a little dive around and see the people and look at this, what we're looking at. Mercury versus matter now, aren't we? Obviously, we've got a couple of things here, and I think they probably dovetail together. Is that what we've got?
Well, that's the other. I mean, obviously, people, we start talking about Octopus, and people are worried about, oh no, the last thing I need in life is another protocol and another set of systems. What I would sort of say is what I think Octopus want to build on top of existing protocols. So when you look back at their presentation, they'll still have to work with OCPP, which is the Open Charge Point Protocol, because that's regulated into law and all sorts of stuff to have to build on top of that. But then that got me thinking, obviously the other thing in smart home this came along is all the people tried to get together and do a similar thing for matter to make all these, the nests and all these names come together to try and talk together. What's your sort of position on how matter fits into this new world?
It could be a significant overlap if these guys sit together, but one part is trying to solve the problem for B2C, so the end consumer, make it easier for the end consumer to deploy this smart or intelligent solution in their homes, so reduce the barrier to entry, and maybe make it easier for the end consumer to use their smartphones and part of the smart speaker solution into the homes. Well, the Mercury is more on the B2B side. So trying to help system integrators to put a unified lead on top, so an API on top of everything that is being included, or at least expect this. There is a significant overlap, but I think given our experience so far, it takes a lot of time for parties, even for parties that actually don't meet somewhere in the middle, to negotiate. So it could be that we have yet another standard.
And Matter doesn't incorporate anything to do with energy, does it?
Yeah, actually it does.
Right,
It does.
okay.
Matter 1.3 and 1.4 is bringing a lot of stuff that is related to power and energy. Then again, the question is when the controllers will offer any of this logic, because currently the controllers are lagging behind. They have reasons for that, but there is no logic like what Rick just showed. There is no logic, okay, just monitor my power and then cut the...
Okay.
It is
When you say the controller, you mean that the home kit at that level?
usually it's the smart speaker or something that
TV
is constantly powered, because your phone could go out of the home and then you have no control. So that there is something that stays in the home and is powered.
Yeah.
And usually it's the speaker.
Okay, makes sense.
I'll get one of them screens.
I think Nest is also considered to be one of those.
Okay. It's all coming together slowly, isn't it? We did a video a long time ago about this, didn't we? Sitting in your
Matter used to be the Connected Home Alliance, but then they just rebranded.
Yeah, well.
They don't do anything new, they just change the logo.
That's right, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Look out for our new one in 2025. So that's all good. We still got to give a beer. I'd like to give something away. I really would like to give. I'd like to give a beer thing. What do you get? Because it sounds like more. The package is more than just the beer, isn't it? You get the Hawkswood beer. We get the glasses. What else have we've got for?
Basically, got everything that we did in that video. Just a bit of background on people. We did a video a few weeks ago where we did remote control of a beer pump at the top of a hill. Now, different technology to you. Not I did a little bit more. This is just point-to-point communication. No apps, no anything else. But we just had to test the range.
We have that. We have that.
You have that as well.
Yeah, well.
We're on. We're on.
Long range Z wave.
Right. There we go.
Up to 3 kilometres.
Oh, we did 20.
Well,
Okay.
We'll try it. Yeah. We'll try it. We'll redo our beer pump.
We're not going to have to make another one now.
Anyway, people watch that video, and obviously what we're giving away tonight is exactly what we had in that video, is the Philips PerfectDraft beer pump, a whole keg of Hawkstone Lager, which is, there's 10 pints in there.
Is there?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
10 pints in there, and 2 RF Solutions beer glasses for that as well.
And we must thank RF Solutions for putting that prize up on the back of it when it was something they just jumped on, didn't they, when we did it?
Yeah, the only thing you don't get is the remote control. So if you want the remote control, well, you have to buy the Shelly solution tonight to do that. You can get up to 3 kilometres with Z-Wave, and you won't get our plug and socket sign. But there we go. But it's a good kit. It's good for Christmas.
Okay, it is. So, eyes down, look in, let's hit the roller and see if we can recognise any names that we know from the live stream or any new ones that might be on this evening. Here we go then, folks. There's a lot of names on that wheel. Here we go then, folks. Round and round we go. And who are we going to see? Let's look at the names. Richard Cockerline! Richard Cockerline! Richard Cockerline! Congratulations, Molly, for winning tonight. Fantastic. Molly has won that. We will be getting in contact with Molly, and she will find out that she has got that ready for Christmas, hopefully. Look at that. Richard Cockerline got beat, and he wins everything, doesn't he? That bloke wins everything. So well done, Molly, for robbing him of that at the last minute. So maybe she's on this evening. She is. I'd love a comment to drop in on the stream if she's on. If she's not, obviously.
She's in.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she really?
There we go. Yeah.
She just commented?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, Molly. So well done for winning that. So that is brilliant. I bet is Richard Cockerline in? Is he kicking himself in his brand new
I don't know. I haven't seen that there. Where did we get that wheel from? Where's that from? Is it? Okay, oh, great. I like that way of picking. So that was live on. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, absolutely. We did it between ourselves, didn't we? Yeah,
Gary helps you.
Yeah, absolutely. So just drop the spreadsheet in, off we went. Yeah. So brilliant. So thank you very much for playing along on that one.
Just picking up on the Nest. Do you have any self-learning things in there? Because obviously Nest was famed originally for its self-learning cycles, which is not necessarily a good thing, and I can come on to that. But
yes, on our cloud offering, we have this self-learning.
Okay.
So there is in the premium accounts, you can have this part where there is an AI part, which will actually look through the daily usage patterns of certain things and then inform you, okay, it seems that you left open something or you left turned on something.
Right.
so that it will come back and send you an alarm
Right. But that's self-learning based on what you've put into the
on
system.
previous usage.
Yeah.
On this person previous usage.
Yeah. Okay. That's good because it's one of them things. I mean, yeah, because we have I'll say a heated debate in our house because I was an early adopter of Nest going back to when did Nest come out? 2010, 12, something like that. So, but I turn the heating up. No, I turn the heating down. My wife turns the heating up, and it starts.
What did it learn out of it?
It switches off lots of times every day, you know, and you go back in and say, wow, this is crazy. It is learning what's going on in the house, but it's an argument. It's an argument.
There is a lot of arguments.
Yeah. So it's kind of good. But it's good to take that. I mean, Nest came on and I thought I was quite excited about Nest at first. They were going to do everything and then sort of just stopped, really, when Google took over. And I think it's good that you're doing...
I think everyone finds that the family is a difficult piece of groups of humans. It's not very easy.
Can I do mine?
You've got yours, Gary?
Yes, do mine. Take the hand cam. You be hand cam for me.
Right,
yes,
yeah.
thank you very much. So we've got a new product here. So this product here was by an electrician. Michael came in to say, so we're going to call him Mickey. Brought his lovely wife with him as well. He spent about 5 years getting this, and for a couple of years, he never even mentioned it to the wife. So in other words, he got a little slyness about him, okay? So he kept that secret from the wife.
What was he doing in that shed?
I don't know. Okay, but he was out there a long time with the internet connected. So he's invented this, and this is called the Stanik. It stands for Stacey and Nicole, which is his two daughters. So he's used their name to do it. And I think some of the best ideas are the simplest ones. So when I open up the box, everyone will say, well, why haven't they done this before? So what we've got here is a socket outlet. And again, I did have the screws loose, so I would need a screwdriver, unfortunately. Whoever's tightened there, I've got it back off. So got the screw. So we've got a cooker flex outlet plate here. Okay, which allegedly can go up to 16 mil. I think 10s, 6s and 4s will fit in a treat. I think 16 is going to be an encouraging journey, but again, it's on there. It's obviously can be doable. And the socket. So the socket could be for the igniter. And then obviously we've got the outlet plate all in one. All we need to do is chase in a twin socket box. Obviously go for the deeper ones. And you make your 3 connections for your cooker circuit, but you've actually got a cooker and you've got the igniter in one. And that is just simply fantastic. It's 5,000 of these landed 2 days ago. Into the UK, and they will be available. Hopefully they're in the comments, hopefully Mick's in there giving some comments and all that and pointing people in the right directions. But this will be on the market in 2025, and I'd love your thoughts on it. What's your thoughts and opinions? You know, would you be interested in the Electricians device? Okay, they've invented it for themselves, being installed in your installations.
Clever thing you did, Gary.
Incredibly clever.
The screws in the cord grip.
Yep.
Or M3.5.
They are, yes. So if you ever lose the ones on the front, you whip these two out.
When you do lose the ones on the front.
Whip these two out. Don't worry about the cord grip and you're away. But no, 5 years to get those. And 5 patents has he got? Not pending. I think he's got 5 patents on this. So if you think it's a great idea and you want to make your own, there'll be a massive licensing fee and Michael will take all your money off you when he does that. What a brilliant idea. We thank him for coming in. Hopefully we can do something to help Michael in the future. But there's his first one for him. Well done. And Richard Brooks, I tell you, that would be a good connection for you. We think the Viper clip would be. And we'd love it if Doc Store's in there, if Paul Elcott's in there as well. So maybe some help around shows and stuff like that as well. Brilliant piece of kit and hats off to him. And fair play for him coming in and giving us his pitch as well. So that was good. So thank you for that, Michael. Really good. So it's good. What else have we got? What other exciting stuff? I think we've got some photos. Let's put a photograph up. Let's have a young admirer of eFIXX. A young yeah, he's looked at me. I looked over there. Hey, there's Jude. So Jude is a fan of the show. Loves the show. I've got him a little box together today, and that will be posted out within the window of Christmas. I would suggest it will get out to you. A little things with a few bits in there. So thank you very much for Jude Karanis, who's one of our fans. So hopefully he's got up this late.
He likes his locking off kit, but he lost the lock.
Yeah, but
or he's locked the lock to something and lost the key.
He's got the newer version. Yeah, if that was the entry level, he's got the gear coming out.
The dog hasn't had a walk for 6 months because it's chained up.
Brilliant. And again, Darren Cranach, you spent some time with him, didn't you? Because you're now chair of the ECA.
I'm not chair of the ECA.
It says down here, I've got a big wig, ECA, big wig. That's what it says down here on my notes. Yeah. So you're now chairing the panel?
No, just listening.
Okay. So just talk us through this, because you've been down in London, gallivanting around with eFIXX Person of the Year. You spent some time with Ruth Devine.
Was there as well. Okay, so it's the Electrical Contractors Association Technical Committee meeting.
Wow, you were on it.
Which is so it happens 4 times a year, and that was it's the face-to-face one where you try and get a few people together. We actually meet the people You know, normally it's like celebrity squares, you know, where you have all these people on the screen and you only see them in physical world once a year.
Right.
But Ruth was there. And there's some interest, so obviously what's coming up next year, obviously Amendment 4 is like a year after. No, they're still dealing with all the comments. There's been thousands of comments on the next draft of the wiring regulations, so mopping up them.
Would you say it's the most they've ever had? Now social media is so much bigger, do you think this is the most they've ever had?
No, I didn't.
Saying thousands? Is that what it normally is? Thousands and thousands of comments?
Well, they did ask for them.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you get. If you ask for comments, you get them. Just look at a YouTube video. Yeah, no, there's a lot of comments, but there wasn't that many changes, was it? Everyone regarded it was a tidy-up exercise, but I think it sounds like there are some contentious points. But that, yeah, that's filtering through.
And you chair it, yeah?
No, don't chair it. No, I'm not going to take the chair.
Second chair?
Darren, Darren's secretariat to it. And
is he?
I just sit on the sidelines.
Oh, right, okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some interesting things we're going to try and follow up on with Ruth on things like apprenticeships.
Yes.
The number of apprenticeships coming in to the industry, and the problem that you always go on about is full-time learners.
Yeah, conversion.
Only 10% of full-time learners make it into the
That's an incredible number. Yeah, I would have said it was lower than that, so well done for getting to 10%. No. And again, just on colleges, I'll get it in. Thank you ever so much for everyone supported me on College Connections over 2024. We look to be going out again in 2025. I've also created, for any college lecturers out there who want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, I've created a WhatsApp group that's got over 100 college lecturers all helping each other now. Loads more stuff went in today, people sending documents, advice and all the rest of it. So if you're out there watching it and you're connected to colleges, it could be private training providers as well. I'm not that worried about it. It's not a precious thing to be just for FE. Contact me through LinkedIn, explain what you want to join that group, that WhatsApp group, and I'll send you the number and let you join the group. So,
yeah, and Michael, who invented the duo socket, he is on, actually.
Easy. Well done, Michael.
So people are already asking questions. Is there a knockout for the cable at the bottom? It is a knockout.
Yeah, there is a knockout at the bottom, yeah.
Yep, so if you just want to bring hand cam in just to show that, so I'll just bring hand cam in for you.
And it's slightly flexible, so it's not like the back boxes. You'll be able to take that out quite easily.
Unlock Rick.
Yeah, and we'll let Rick do that. We are going to do a video after Christmas, but it seems to be a different material to the urea formaldehyde they use on the back box.
Yeah, a little bit of flexibility to it. Yes, it has. So he's thought of everything. He doesn't believe anyone's going to catch him out anywhere on that. But again, it's just, why haven't they made it before? Well done.
Yeah.
I'll be peddling that around some places, trying to get a massive licensing agreement on.
Yeah, and Molly says there's a party round at her house when the beer pump arrives.
Oh, nice.
So that's good. We'll all be round for that. Installer training. A few people have asked about that.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
So we will be having a dedicated UK installer program next year with accreditation.
Accreditation? Like a certificate.
And incentives.
Incentives. Oh,
Rick, that sounds a bit of you, doesn't it? Your first name.
Look at that.
Rick's down. So will it be a turn up in person? Will it be on sort of a webinar style thing or online?
It'd be webinar. There are a couple of our current resellers that do their own training.
Right.
So I can name one of them. So Easy Gates.
Yep.
Right.
Have their own.
Do they sell gates by any chance?
Well, they started business.
Yeah.
They started business 20-something years ago, they tell me, in the electric gates business.
Right.
They are now a smart home reseller and AV and everything electronic, but they have their own dedicated installer program where they...
If you put a face-to-face one on, you could invite Rick down and people could come along and meet Rick. So do a bit of training with Rick. Train with Rick.
Train Rick.
Train Rick. Train Rick. If it all goes bad.
Maybe we'll have the eFIXX.
Might be by Friday.
Installer program.
Oh, yes.
Sounds good. Yeah. Headed up by the face of Shelly, which will be Rick. Yeah, train Rick. That's all good. So, yeah.
So that's starting in the new year?
Yes, it's a must for the UK.
Yeah.
Again, look out on the news. Hopefully you'll do a press release on that through our news and we can get the message out to our loyal community watches this, obviously watches the news as well every Monday. And again, we'll be out most of the festivity period. We'll have the news. We only have a couple of breaks.
You mentioned it. I wanted during the amazing video about your electrician guy that's created the socket, we were talking about other intelligent devices. So our products are fully integratable with Control 4, KNX, Lux 1, you name it, you can use Shelly in those environments.
That's good.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, yeah, I like a product and just take it out of the box and use it without actually having to do any training, and we'll manage that. That's normally good one. We'll give it to Gary next. That's you've sussed it. If we can give it to Gary and get him to fit it.
We'll drop it. Yeah. No. I'm in the room. I'd never give you any hard time, do I? I said how lovely your rig was, how great the clipping was. I said it was 10 out of 10 if I was marking it.
Good job I've got skin like a rhino, isn't it?
Yeah, and you lost by 1 second as well. What are the chances? What are the chances, that you lost by 1 second?
Because I didn't note down the times.
No, you didn't note down the times, but I did. What are the chances?
I feel like being stitched up.
As if, Rick, as if I'd do that for you.
Spot, don't we?
Also, again, we're out our Christmas do or our festive do or whatever. If you're in the Skipton area tomorrow, I would avoid it. It's anything like that. But if you want to join us and you're local, yeah, by all means, come along. We'll be roaming around Skipton, tomorrow evening. Don't know what time we're starting. Probably about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would suggest. Make sure we get a nice 12.5 hours at it. I'm not doing what I did last time. You're not bringing that Scottish man out with you again, are you? Yeah, Paul Elcott.
Send the message.
Yeah, nightmare.
Paul, if you're listening, we'll be out about 6.
Yeah, we will be. All right, okay. So I'd like to thank our guests. I think it's been a wonderful way to end the year, and first time I'd ever got to entertain a guest the night before, so that was brilliant. We devoured 3 courses, a bottle of red wine, and a couple of ports as well, which was brilliant.
My boss is watching.
Well, don't worry about that. I paid for it, so you ain't got to worry about that. So,
no receipts to hand.
And you enjoyed our beers, didn't you? You enjoyed that bit. You had a few. You slipped a few of those down. Didn't think you enjoyed the main meal as much. You left a lot of the. Was it kale that you didn't like? It was like surrounded by
something green.
Yes,
something it's supposed to be eaten by animals.
Yeah. But no, we'd like to thank you, and we think your products are great. We just want, obviously, like you, to see more people use them. We think this is where it's going. We've thought for 5 or 6 years that actually intelligent is actually saving energy, saving money, and we think you're all over it. And again, what a great week for it to come out in the same week that Mercury did. We'd like to thank Rick for his first time on the show. So again, now he's going to be our Smart Home Expert. Yeah, you're welcome as well, Smart Home Expert. And we'll be back, won't we? 2025, another rip of this. Do you know which date we are back in January? Is it the 8th? Oh, my word.
Do we know who's on?
High spec.
Fire alarms.
Yeah,
so there you go. So if your house burns down over Christmas, you should have installed it before.
But
you can actually get a Shelly smoke alarm.
You can, because the battery ran out earlier on. You got a notification.
We're testing it.
So again, we'd like to thank everyone who's joined us this year, and we've got a fantastic song to end this year. We'd like to thank Shelly for coming in. We'd like to thank everyone that came in 2024, and we hope to make 2025 maybe equal or better than what we've done in 2024. Have a safe one. If you don't celebrate it, enjoy the holidays. If you do, Merry Christmas from the team at eFIXX. All the best.
As the year winds down and the holidays near, we've got a final message for our viewers so dear. It's been a thrilling ride, full of sparks and cheer. Thanks to you who made it all clear. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the eFIXX team, spreading holiday cheer with guests like Michael and Mircho tonight. Let's celebrate the season under twinkling lights. The Devon Dosser, full of wisdom and charm, and the Bulgarian Bullet with Shelly on his arm. From smart home solutions to energy control, they've shown us how innovation plays a vital role. Mercury's glowing, Shelly's devices are smart. Together they've captured the modern homeowner's heart. For electricians and dreamers, they light up the way to a future of efficiency every single day. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the eFIXX team, spreading holiday cheer.